Hello, hello. Oh, good, it moves. We were frozen a little bit ago. Okay, so if you had the displeasure of seeing my live, you saw my fast and horrible Cluny. So I thought I'd do it slower and a bit better. I did it for my friend Tom, who was struggling to get the whole thing set up, and he um, couldn't figure out how to take it off at the end. So this is a Cluny leaf. These are some Cluny leaves, plural. This is my, I believe, second attempt ever to make a Cluny leaf. I believe this was my first attempt ever. So you can tell by the end there, I had at least one good one, or moderately good one. But I tried to make them and had some success. They're fun little embellishments that add a lot of character to your tatting. So, because the text message. Yep, and now I'm getting a text message. Because the live video was such a train wreck, I'm going to go through it a little bit slower and just do like a quote-unquote regular video. I'm not going to do an upshot because I'm hot and sweaty and look a terrible mess, and I'm tired of seeing my sweaty face on my channel. And I figured out that it's my channel, so I'm going to do what I like. So there you go. Anyway, this is a Cluny Loom. There is a way to hold your hands to make a loom, to make a Cluny. I cannot do that. My hands have a major fit if I try to do that. So, see, and I'm just hot and sweaty. I'm sticking to everything. So we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But there was my Cluny that I made on the live that didn't work out at all. So here we go. So what I've done is I've just tied a knot, just any old knot, just so I have a little bit of something to hold on to. And I made just a regular old chain, a ring with no picots, nothing special, nothing on it whatsoever. And just so I can hold on to it. It's a good starting point, and they recommend this. This is a Cluny Loom from, as you can see, Handy Hands. They have gone ahead and done a right-handed version, which is the one I'll be using, with your dot starting over here. You hold it in your left hand, and if you are a lefty, they've made a left-handed version just on the other side, and you would hold it in your right hand. I know that seems counterintuitive if you're a lefty, that you hold the right-handed in your left hand, but that's just how it is. So to start, you put your ring close to the purple dot. Now you're basically going to kind of be wrapping for a chain, as it were, not really. And this would be your ball thread. This is connected to a shuttle. Isn't it pretty? This is connected to a shuttle right now. And this is going to be the one that we're actually weaving with. But just for pretendsies, let's just pretend that's on a ball. So you just follow the arrows. You go from your starting point. You go up this way. Okay. And then you go around the back side of this tab. And then you go down. See how mine are lining up there? Just take that one out of your way. All the way down and around this bottom little bump. And then up this way. And then you wrap this several times around this tab. And I will say it is easier with a shuttle because it makes a little bit of extra weight. But you need to hold this somehow, kind of back behind here. And this is where tape comes in. You could tape this to the back so that you don't have all these fiddly parts that you're trying to hold on to. Let me get some more thread off of here. Because you're trying to hold on to this dot, this ring. You're trying to not have the whole thing be moving around. And it's just really, It's really an awkward thing. It really is. It's an awkward thing. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Had to point that down a little bit. And if this is this really, really too shiny? Let's see how it looks if I do this. I don't like that. Okay, well, we'll just have to deal with the shiny. Maybe I could bring it down a bit. We'll see. Okay, so we've got our loom set up. Now the very, very first thing we have to do is go take our weaving shuttle. This works the same if you do it with a shuttle, Celtic shuttles, a needle, anything. But we're going to go under all three, and you're going to leave a loop hanging off of there. So if you need to stick your pinky in it or whatever, it's not a huge deal to make. You don't need a huge loop, but you're just starting. So you go under all three to get her going. Okay, oopsie, you don't want it around that bottom part though. And you're just going to draw that up. Just took my loop out of there just after I told you to keep a loop. Oh, I swear, the train wreck that is my life. Okay, so you have this open loop there. See, just kidding, I didn't get rid of it. This open loop here, and you're just going to run your shuttle up through it, because this is the beginning of your Cluny. So it's going to draw all three of these lines together, and I've got my tails. Will not get out of the way. Okay, so just pull that as tight as you like. Now this is going to be very, very tight. It's also going to be fiddly. If you are a tight tatter like me, pay attention, because you might want to do this a little softer, a little more gentle. And then you just follow the arrows. The first way, it says right there, under, over, under. Then the second, coming back, over, under, over. Okay, so it's just weaving at this point. So I have trouble lifting these, so I'm just going to lift it with my pinky finger and hold it up so I can get my shuttle under there. My friend who I was trying to help advised me that I needed to just be flinging my shuttles, and I was like, I'm already pretty much an expert at that, so I don't need any help. And then you would just snug it down, and then you pull it as tight as you want to pull it. Okay, this starts kind of at a point, so here we go, and then go under on your way back. Now you're on your way back, and I find it's easier for me if I turn it, because it doesn't have to be straight up and down. So go under that one, and this is just weaving, and this is going to be all underneath my thumb, because otherwise the whole thing's just going to go flying. So we're going to go under, and then under, over, under. And this is where you're going to want to have them be tighter and looser to make the leaf shape. You know, you're going to want them tighter, looser, tighter to make that leaf shape. But you can make them any shape you want. It's all with practice. So you can do whatever you would like. And a Cluny, if you're doing a pattern, if it says 6, come on. Okay. Then it means this is 1, under, over, under, back, I hope I'm not blocking the entire shot for you, is 1. That's 1 pass. And you can see how this is getting really wonkified. So you can kind of fiddle with this a bit. And this is just weaving. So you're just pulling these down, pulling this tighter. See how these are really, if I get it up there, maybe you can see it. These are kind of wide apart, and I apologize for my nails. I was digging in my garden today, and I'm stained underneath my nails, the dirt. But it's good therapy. I highly recommend it. So anyways, you know, this is kind of tighter. And then as we go up, let's do a few more. I'm going to do a few more passes. So hold on 1 second. It'll be a second for you. It won't be for me. Okay, I just wanted to show you something. See how this is coming very, very loose? We don't want that. So since it's the last one, you can very carefully unwrap, because I was having blue showing in my Cluny and I wasn't doing a 2-color Cluny. So wrap carefully this back tighter and hold it on the back with that other finger back here, your middle finger. And that's what's going to cause this to be a little wonky, because you have to hold this while you're weaving and try not to let it move too much. This is where the tape comes in, to tape this just to the back, just so it doesn't walk around, so you don't have this one coming off all the time. So I was just doing, I'm just going to go back under, because that's where I was. And I have no idea how many I did. I didn't count, because why would I? And I was trying to make it leaf shape, but I ended up just kind of making it like that. And I think that's long enough for demonstration purposes. So now we're going to take it off. And this is all walked through in the instructions that they give you. It comes with a book. So what we're going to do is, how you take it off of the Cluny Loom is you start with this downward part here, and this gets hard, and usually I have to bend mine slightly because, again, mine's so tight. So lift up that thread and just kind of try to pop it off the bottom of that as best you can. Pop it off the bottom. Now you're going to take this one off the top. You're going to leave this one just for now, just till you get the hang of it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull one of these two sides of the loop at the bottom that was around this part until this loop that was around this part closes. So you're just going to give that a gentle tug. And I apologize, my Cluny's underneath, but that's kind of holding it in the pinches, if you will. So you're just going to keep pulling this down, and of course it's going to twist, because that's just how life goes. But you just want to pull this down, trying to keep it untwisty. Let's be friends, everybody. Okay, and you're going to pull that until that loop disappears. There she is. She disappeared. There she is. Okay, so then you're going to take off your ball thread, the rest of your ball thread. Well, getting that out of the way, because that shouldn't even be up there. Okay, so take the rest of this off. Just get that out of the way. Okay, and then it's now completely free of the loom. So you can set your loom to the side, and you can zoom in a bit to help your people see. And hopefully that's not just swallowed up by the background, but then you have what's attached to your ball thread. Remember, this was our pretend ball. And then it's just a matter of closing the ring. So now you've got this big loop that used to be on the loom. And I'm going to stick my pinky in it, because as you saw, it was already starting to twist. So I'm going to gently pull, and that loop is getting smaller. I'm going to pull, and for whatever reason, I'm buffering, which is weird. And I never said unpause, did I? Yes, I did. Okay, good. We're recording. Oh, it's been one of those days. Can you tell? Okay, so we're still pulling. We're pulling. We're pulling gently, because that's going to make a big knot. We're pulling gently, pulling. And then this will also disappear inside the Cluny, and you are now set. And this is not a very good Cluny leaf at all, but you know, hey, pretty good for your first one. And obviously you would want, if you were doing this next time, improvements, you would want to snug everything up. You would want to start a little bit better. You would want to, have a plan. But now you can go on to your next element, whichever is on top. Right now you're set up for a chain, so you could do a chain off of your Cluny. You could do another ring, or you could grab, if you really wanted to, and just make a line of Clunies one after another. Just lay it there as if that Cluny was your ring, and you would, whoopsie, lay it, set yourself up, whoops, throw your shuttles. Okay, you would, now this one's going to be the pretend ball thread, and you would go up and around, get that one out of the way, down, around, and I still didn't get enough, and up, and then around there several times, and hold that. Okay, and then you would grab your weaving shuttle, thread, whatever, which, hold on one second, we have to choke up on this a bit. And then get your purple starting marker over again. And again, you want to go under all three to begin. So there's my all three, see? And leave a loop hanging. Pass your shuttle, get your loop, and then just go up through that loop to begin your Cluny. And this is where you would snug it up really hard to the base of that other element. And that would get you a good starting place. And then it's just the weaving. Well, that's not going to work. Under, over, under. And then coming back is just under that middle one. It's just weaving. This is all that it is, and then you get hooked on the side of the Cluny loom, but that's okay because you need to zoom back out. And you zoom back out, and then you do that. And then you go under, over, under, 2. This would be 2. And then back, under, there's 2. Now 3, I'm going to get looser because I want to try to make a leaf. 3. And I keep getting caught on the edges. Oh no. I've really done it this time. There you go. Okay. But see how if I pull that tightly, and if I don't pull it quite as tight, I can make it wider. That's kind of the idea of making the leaf. If you don't pull it quite down as tight, and if I get that caught one more time. Okay. So squish that down a little bit. There you go. See how now we're going to get wide. We're going to do another kind of wide one. Kind of loose. And back. Okay. And now we're going to start tightening it up because we want to be to the end of the leaf. So we're going to go under, over, under. We're going to leave that a little wide. See how you can do it? You're making it wider. And now I'm going to try to start tightening it up. My hand is cramping though, so we'll see how far we get. Push that down a little. Now we're going to start pulling it a little tighter. Over, under, over. I'm sorry, under, over, under. See how we're making that leaf shape? Getting it caught up on that corner. And see how it's kind of narrow, wider, narrow. That's the part that's going to take practice. But you can get it. Let's do one more pass with the blue. Okay, okay, let's do one more because let's really tighten that down. So let's do under, over, under. Really pull it tight. And then back under that middle one. And really pull that tight. Okay, see how we've kind of got a leaf shape going? That's what we want. So, now, here we go. Take it off the bottom first. Good luck with that. Okay, it's off the bottom. Now take it off the top. Now pull that top loop closed by pulling on the bottom loop. So just pull, 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 pull. Okay, now unravel from the top. Take your whole thing off the Cluny Loom. It is now free to roam about the cabin. And remember, you want to pull on your pretend ball thread, or your ball thread if you're actually using ball thread. And try not to have the whole thing get really twisty on you, which betterment have tried here. There we go. And just pull that whole thing up. Pull it all snug, and there you go. That looks more like a Cluny leaf. So we did it. So we got a wonkified kind of ugly one, but look, by our second one, we're already improving. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you have fun playing around with Clunies. If you have a hand that can maintain that pose, you can weave a loom on your hand. It's just a matter of weaving to go under, over, over, under, over, under, over, under, and then coming back over, under, over. It's just a matter of holding it. You could also use just about anything if you've got something you can wrap some thread around to make so that there's basically 3 lines. I know there's many more talented people that can do different shapes of Clunies. I'm not a Cluny expert by any means. That's like, I don't know, the very, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th one I've made in my life. So there you go. I'm sure people are way more talented than I am, but I hope that you've enjoyed this. And I hope if you like the look that you go out and you go to Handy Hands or any other retailer that might have this, support locals if you got it. And buy one of these. It's a handy dandy tool. It's right and lefty, so you don't have to think about it too much. And you don't have to hold it like this. Like you just saw me holding it, so I can just do the weaving away from me and towards me, away from me and towards me. It's just weaving. If a shuttle's too hard for you to get under and over, especially one of these fatter ones, I would definitely advise using a thinner one to get over, under, over. This one worked a lot better. Just to do the weaving part, and if all else fails, needle works really good. So there you go. Have a fabulous day. Stay cool and tat on, and always remember, you are the masters of the thread because you have opposable thumbs and scissors. Have a great day.